So, who here enjoys wine? Raise your hand. Okay, I do too. Now, who here finds it difficult to find a bottle of wine and enjoy that wine? I definitely do. Hey, it's okay to admit we all have that issue sometimes. Not a big deal. So today in my speech, I'm going to inform you on how to properly find a bottle of wine and how to enjoy it. And hopefully, after I provide you with this little bit of information, you can start finding a bottle of wine and enjoying it a lot easier. So first things first, you need to know your palate. Knowing your palate is a big ordeal in learning what kind of wines you like and what wine is going to be best for you. So that means maybe trying a red wine that's a full-bodied wine, so it's heavier on your tongue compared to a white wine that's more crisp and not as heavy and a little bit more dry. So it just depends if you're one of those people that like the dry, crisp wines or maybe a more full-bodied wine that has a sweet taste to it. But you need to know your palate in order to decide what kind of wine you like best. And the best way to do that is to try them all. Not only is it the fun way to do it, but it's the best way. It's definitely the best way to do it, no doubt. So not only that, but you also need to know how to kind of read the labels on the bottle of wine, because knowing what's on that label will definitely help you in choosing that wine and knowing if that wine is going to be something that you enjoy. So a lot of things that wines like to do on the labels, or wine companies, if you will, is to label the grapes. And these are some fancy words. These grapes are named really, really fancy. Yeah. And for instance, Cabernet grapes are what you find in a red wine, and they're the most popular, and they're what will provide you with a more fuller-bodied wine. So it's going to be heavier on your tongue with a higher alcoholic content, but it's one of the main grapes in the majority of your red wines, as to where a Chardonnay grape is what you'll find in your white wines, and a little bit more crisp taste and a little bit of a drier taste as well. So some of your more fancy red wines are going to be your Cabernet, which is of course your full-bodied wine. You have Point Noir as well. Those are just a couple of them. And then white wines, you have your Chardonnay and Moscatos and all that fun stuff as well. And it's just a good thing to know your wines, and like I said, to know if you like the sweet wines or the fuller-bodied wines. And not only that, but to enjoy your bottle of wine, you need to know what goes with what. So in doing that, a red wine will pair better with cheeses such as cheddar cheese and your more heavier flavored cheeses, as well as your red meats. As to where a white wine will pair more or less with your seafoods and your chickens, and then your even sweeter white wines will pair with your desserts. So it's very important to enjoy your wine properly. You also need to know exactly what you're going to be drinking your wine with, if you will. And not only that, but you also need to know how to enjoy it at the proper temperature. So many people don't realize that you can drink your wine too cold or too warm. So for instance, a red wine should be served between the temperatures of 55 degrees and room temperature. If it's too cold, depending on the type of red wine it is, you can dull the flavors in it. It's better for the red wines to be warmer, as to where the sweeter wines and the white wines are served better between 40 degrees and 55 degrees, because those enhance the flavors. So temperature and what you're going to be eating will also really, really depend on whether or not you really enjoy that bottle of wine. Not only that, but they also make classes for your specific types of wine. So you have red wine glasses, you have white wine glasses, and you even have champagne glasses, And those things, they just really help you better take and enjoy what the wine has to offer, and they're designed to do exactly that. So in all, in order to know your wine and to know the correct bottle to choose and enjoy that wine properly, you need to know your palate first of all. And then of course you also need to know what you want to take and pair that with. And as well, you need to know what you're going to be serving it with and temperature at which you need to be serving it with. But most importantly, know your palate, get to know your palate, and go and have fun trying all the wines you can possibly try.
Thank you.